This is Akashvani. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Prime Minister's message to students in the 7th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha. The participants are Dr. Dinesh Prasad Saklani, Director NCERT, and Bala Nagendran D, Akashvani Correspondent.
Today in Bharat Mandapam, there has been a unique platform of interaction by the Honorable Prime Minister of India with the students, teachers and parents across the country. More than 4,000 have been actively participated in person and more than 2.2 crore have attended the Pariksha Pe Charcha event virtually. Various aspects have been deliberated. Prime Minister has rendered advice on multiple aspects to children, to parents, to teachers, as well as the society as a whole. To talk about the key takeaways and further developments, we have with us an expert filled with experience. Sir, welcome.
Thank you.
Sir, today in Pariksha Pe Charcha, it has been one of its kind because when it was started in the year 2018, it was only 22,000 registrations. Now it's the 7th edition and we have witnessed 2.26 crores, which means the society is more enthusiastic, especially the students, teachers and the parents fraternity. You as a director of NCERT, could you tell us the key takeaways of today's Pariksha Pe Charcha?
Yes, as you have rightly mentioned that how much expansion of the registration took place in 7 years. So that is why today I have been there and I could just see that all the multiple dimensions related to the exam and life shaping and all these issues related to parents and teachers have been discussed. Just as the questions were basically, more of the questions were how to tackle the examination pressures, and the students are always in tension and they are in pressure. So for that, our Honorable Prime Minister, in a very simple, practical manner, he advised the students and parents and teachers to take it as a routine work, not a special occasion. Don't be so much enthusiastic, neither be so low, and don't think about anything, but you concentrate on your work and make it a regular practice. So he advised the parents that don't see that this is a special occasion. This is sort of routine matter, and examinations do come when you are preparing for the year long, then there should not be any anxiety or any problem or any depression or any sort of pressure. So to do away with the pressure is that you take it as a routine work and enjoy that. So, and always be positive. He advised the parents, don't try to pressurize the kids that see, this is your examination and you have to go for a special occasion or like that, and never try to give him some new clothes or a special food or a special pen so that he may not feel that, yes, I am going something for very special. Normally, you take this, it goes always well. So one thing is that, another takeaway is that the students, parents and teachers should have trust. They should not have mistrust at all. So trust building work is that the students, if they promise something to their parents, they have to be conscious about that. And if they maintain that, then the trust is always there. Another point is that the teachers should also try to see that the students are doing something and a few students are good. They should not focus their attention only on the few students. They should rather take care of all the students because all are equal to them and nobody is special. So if they are taking care of only few kids, then they are not doing justice with others. So this is takeaway for the teachers also. And the teachers should also not make examination as a special occasion, but they should take it as a regular feature of the life. And Honorable Prime Minister suggested that the examination and all these challenges are in life. So don't pressurized by the challenge, but the challenge, you should challenge the challenge. As Prime Minister himself said that he always challenge the challenge. If you challenge the challenge, just as he said, Pariksha, I will take your Pariksha. And he says that you are warrior. So you are a warrior. You are never under pressure. You are not afraid. You are not in problem. Also, he suggested that the electronic gadgets should be used very, very cautiously and all the time you should not have electronic gadget. He gave his example. He said that all the kids you see and all the nation sees that I hardly have mobile phone in my hands. And in family also, he suggested that if family is sitting together, you all are sitting together, it does not mean that you are taking your mobiles and you are communicating through mobiles. Rather, you sit together, have your food together and talk routine matters, enjoy your food, enjoy your life, enjoy your examination, and you should be focused. So if distractions should not be there. So all these points are very important points. So if we have to make best of our energy, we have to make best of our opportunity, then we have to follow our routine. And simultaneously, if you are studying, you should make a balance between your physical health and mental health. And your food habits also should be like that. At least you should give some time for your physical exercises. He said that he gave the example of mobile. He asked the students, you use mobile. So can you use mobile without charging? Naturally not, because mobile needs charging. So as the mobile needs charging, similarly, the physical body also needs charging. And that charging is done through your good food, your daily exercise, physical exercise, mental exercise. And then he said that all these capacities are there. So balance is required. While studying, while doing anything, balance is always required. He also said that you should compete with yourself. Don't try to be competitor of your colleague and friends. He said that if you have a best friend and he is scoring higher than you, then you feel happy about him and you make wise friends. You learn from those friends rather than getting envious or jealous of the success of your friend. You should enjoy his success and he will certainly guide you. In the same way, he said that if a best friend gets good marks, he is topper and his friend is failure, then a good friend never celebrates his success, but he rather join the hardship or the failure of his friend to motivate him. In the same way, if a friend fails and his friend gets the best result, then friend indeed is friend indeed. So that friend also celebrates the success of his friend even though he is a failure. So he gave so many practical examples of life, that this life is always a learning lesson for all, and we should be open to that. The positivity leads us to success. This is the very important takeaway from his talk. He said that if somebody is positive, he takes all the miserable situations, all the challenging situations, all the adverse circumstances to the positive direction. And similarly, his life is the manifestation of this type of, achievement. So everybody can do everything, and there is no dearth of opportunities in life. There are challenges less and opportunities more. If you fare better, then you win the challenge and you turn a challenge into opportunity. So realistic examples he gave, and he was, communicating with the students who many of them are online, many of them are offline. He also communicated with the parents, to the teachers, and he gave the real example of the life. And his communication was so eloquent that it was really enjoyable. The students, the parents, and the teachers felt elated, recharged, and they took this Pariksha Pe Charcha as learning lesson in their life. And I feel that with all these practical examples, positivity, with guidance, with, when he talks, he does not differentiate between anybody. Rather, when he is talking, he's interacting, it seems that he is a person who is our guardian. All feel that we are meeting our guardian rather than our prime minister. He's so easy with the people that his style of talking, communication is so interesting and so impressive that everybody gets interested. And that way, he gives a lesson that how to interact without any pressure.
The Prime Minister has highlighted that the peer pressure should be avoided and parents have to play a pivotal role. He mentioned that the report card of your kid shouldn't be the visiting card. So, you being the director of NCERT, could you just tell us how Pariksha Pe Charcha has influenced the schooling system for the past 6 years in dealing with the peer pressure?
This peer pressure, when he says that if the success of a friend is celebrated by you, then peer pressure is not there. He has advised parents that if not compare your two kids even, learning is the best way. And this peer pressure is turned into peer learning system. The NEP is giving too much importance to the peer learning. And when peer learning is there, and I can see NCERT director, I practically see that the peer pressure is going to be converted into peer learning. And peer learning is a good opportunity where if you don't have any teacher or any regular teacher or any senior person to teach you, you can learn from your peers. So this peer pressure is converted into peer learning. So this is a great moment when we see that such type of, I can say that cutthroat competition is going to be limited, and it is going to give you rather happiness to be with your peer. So don't compare. And when he says that, don't compete with others, compete with yourself. So that is a great example. This has the impact on the daily life of the students, and teachers and parents also realize this, that this is going to be beneficial. I can see and say that this advice of Honorable Prime Minister for years and years rather is creating a positive society, a holistic society, and a society which is going to cultivate their own self through their own potentials, and at the same time learning from their peers rather than competing with them.
Could you tell us the impact of Pariksha Pe Charcha in influencing the policy discourse of NCERT, as well as what is your forecast that this 7th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha would have on the teaching fraternity? Because the Prime Minister has said teachers should integrate with the students as the doctors integrate with their patients. It shouldn't only be on subject, syllabus and curriculum basis. So how would you see that the future teaching student fraternity integration going to be?
This has been the real teaching for the teachers. Being a teacher is something different from just being a person who is doing some job. Prime Minister said that. You see that there are some doctors, very gold medalist doctor may be there, degree holder may be there. But there are some doctors who are just practicing without having high quality degree. But what they do, when their patient visit them, they give some medicine. But then they don't wait that their patient will visit them again. Rather, they call their patients and ask that, how are you feeling? Do you need any further medicine or any further advice? So, like that, teacher should not be the part of school only. Teacher should be the part of, says that your son is so good. Then we get confident. Yes, it means my son has some ability or my daughter has some ability. Then they get aware of this and they try to provide maximum support and care to the kid. And this advice is going to have deeper impact, not only on teacher, but on family and all the students also. So this is a very precious advice, and this is going to change the future. You can see the impact of the Pariksha Pe Charcha. As you said that this year, 2.26 crore registered for this. And when it started, it was only 22,000. So you can imagine that this impact is making it mass movement and people are getting benefit. And this is visible in all walks of life of the students. And our literacy rate is increasing, our success rate is increasing, our daughters are faring better, our all students are doing better, and they are being motivated, they feel inspired. Only classroom connection is not a strong connection, but outside class also. Just as she gave the example of this doctor, that if you go to the clinic, doctor is doctor there only. And if doctor, without having any formality, meets his patients or call them to show his concern about their health, then they get cured mentally also. And their, disease is going to be taken care of. Similarly, if teachers are going to be connected emotionally, that emotional bond is very strong bond. And when teacher is going to connect to the family, then it is giving new learning experience, and it is going to maximize the potential of the student and a new sort of confidence, not only in the students, but in the family also. And that leads to the far better success and result. That is what is happening with this Pariksha Pe Charcha when Prime Minister is meeting and interacting with the student, teachers and parents. By such examples, he makes things very clear and to be understood by all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on Prime Minister's message to students in the 7th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha. The participants were Dr. Dinesh Prasad Saklani, Director, NCERT, and Bala Nagendran D, Akashvani Correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of Akashvani. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on Air. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on Air Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 9289094044.